Good morning, everyone who's joined me. Who have we got so far? Priscilla, Terry, Ashley, and Maud. Good morning, everybody. Let me know where you're all from. Hi, W. Hi, Karen. The reason I'm pointing the camera in this direction right now is because I literally got buzzed by a black cockatoo, and I'm hoping I can find it. I'm not sure that that's it. It's down there in the bushes somewhere. Red. I can hear some others in the background. That would have been spectacular if I could have brought you the black cockatoo. I can hear more of them in the background. All right, who else has jumped on? Rich, Ava, good morning. Good morning, Shirley, Mark, and Alexis. Toronto, 7:30 p.m. and 23 degrees. That's pretty warm, isn't it? Hi, Trish. I can hear it crunching on berries and nuts, but it's just hidden behind that bush over there, which is a bit of a shame because they are truly spectacular. Let me see. We'll hover here for a moment longer. Hi, Ahsoka and Joyce. Okay, let's start moving towards the rock. Oh, the bus is leaving. That's good. Again, a few moments before I got out of my car, that tourist bus pulled up and unloaded a bunch of people. But they're finished. They're gone. Anyone who was here before on my previous tour here, about just over a week ago, I think it was, or was it last? Exactly a week ago. It's completely different here today. There's no wind, which is fabulous. Good morning, Susanna. Good morning, Julie. And hi, Marie. It's nice and brisk, but not too cold. 6 degrees it was when I got out of the car. I suspect it'll warm up as we go along. Katie, Leanne, if there's any names I've missed, welcome. The chat's moving a little bit quick while I'm walking at the moment, so I possibly have missed a few names. But welcome along this morning. Gorgeous morning. Morning. It is just coming up to 9:30 in the morning, Brandy. 6:30 in the morning on a winter's morning. So not only are we at the wrong time of day for you, we're at the wrong season as well. Watching from Texas. I noticed there's a few of you from Texas this morning. All right, so this is the view over in the background that I've been conveniently ignoring while talking about black cockatoos. Let's hope we see a couple more of them. That would be truly wonderful. It's a lovely morning here, Susanna. A little bit overcast. So the sun is hidden behind a cloud at the moment, but the sky is blue. We get our first glimpse of Lincoln's Rock. Just past these trees here, you probably see a fluoro pink jacket over there in the background. I'll zoom in on it because there's some people standing over there. Let me see. So there's our first glimpse of Lincoln's Rock, which is where we're headed right now. Just as we pass this bush, this is what the black cockatoos love, absolutely love. There's these seed pods on the she oaks. Okay, let me just pull over here. Turn the camera around. Alrighty, good morning everybody. I've got the sun flare at the moment, so we'll turn the camera this way, I think. Let's go over here, get out of these people's way as they walk down the track. Good morning. My name's Lynn, for anyone who hasn't met me before, and we're meeting this morning just outside the township of Wentworth Falls in the Blue Mountains. And before we begin, I'd firstly like to acknowledge that we're meeting today on the traditional lands of the Darug and Gundungurra people and pay respects to their elders past, present and emerging. So Wentworth Falls, as I said, is one of the townships of the Blue Mountains. It's located approximately 80 kilometres west of Sydney, and it's named after one of the three explorers that forged a route across the Blue Mountains and opened up the Western Plains for agriculture. The three explorers in 1813 were Blaxland, Wentworth and Lawson, and the townships of the Blue Mountains have been named after them. So we have the township or suburb now, it's more or less a suburb, of Blaxland in the lower Blue Mountains. Lawson is where I live in the mid-mountains, and Wentworth Falls is where we are right now in the upper Blue Mountains. And this, of course, is Lincoln's Rock, which until recently really didn't actually have an official name. It was known colloquially or locally as Flat Rock, and you'll see why in a minute. It's pretty obvious. And then for people that came from outside of the area, it was also known as Wedding Rock, because wedding couples like to have their photo taken up here on the rock with the magnificent views behind them. All right. Again, for anyone who I've missed, I noticed that Rhonda and Trish have just joined, and Gabrielle, Gloria, Chandra. Yeah, Becca, good question. So the rock was renamed to Lincoln's Rock in 2013 after a local rock climber and mountaineer whose name was Lincoln Hall, who lived in the area of Wentworth Falls for 20 years or more and was most famous for being pronounced dead after not returning from the summit of Mount Everest, until rescuers found him the next day and had to redeclare him not dead. So you could say he returned from the dead. Sadly, though, he died in 2012 from a asbestos-related illness, mesothelioma. So here we are. Here's the first view from Lincoln's Rock. And tucked away to my right here in this small canyon or ravine, gorge, is where the actual falls of Wentworth Falls are located. No fence, Susanna? Nope. No fence at all here. And it gets better. So I want you all to hold on to whatever you can, because we literally are on the edge of a cliff here. So we're overlooking the Jamison Valley, which is one of 4 major valleys in the Blue Mountains. Let's have a look over here. Look at all these crazy people. Look at all these crazy people over here. Look where they're standing. We're not going to get quite that close. We'll get close. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be thrilling, but I'm not going to do anything dangerous, I assure you. So what we're looking at right there is Mount Solitary. And yes, it's compared to Colorado a lot, Brandy. I am about 3 meters from the edge where I'm standing here. Let me show you. This is where I'm standing. I'm not too close, far enough away. Last week we had wind. That was a bit hairy. And it gets compared to the Grand Canyon a lot because it's been similarly created. It's sandstone and it's been, oh, hold on, let me show you this. This is what people love to do when they come to Lincoln's Rock. Do you see these guys here? Dangling their legs over? This is why it's popular with the Instagrammers. They like to sit and do that. Yeah, a bit crazy. There was a fall a few years ago. It's actually not a straight fall to, I don't want to get too close, but I'm trying to give you an indication. So see, at this point here, it's not a cliff. It falls away gradually. Again, we're still not going to get too close. But if I look down from that point where he was sitting, it's really actually hard to see. It's actually about a 10-metre fall from there to the undergrowth below. It's not a straight drop to the bottom. So as I was saying, there's 4 major valleys in the Blue Mountains. We're overlooking the Jamison Valley on the south side of the central ridge that heads east-west. You have the Jamison Valley, and then beyond this this ridge line over here to the west, which is called Narrow Neck, is Megalong Valley. And then beyond that again, you've got the Canimbla Valley. Across the other side to the north is the Gross Valley. And that's where my Anvil Rock and Wind Eroded Cave tour takes place. All right, let's just get round this side over to the actual flat part of the rock. And I do need to be careful where I walk here. It gets a little bit uneven. Once we get through here, we'll climb over this platform, around through these bushes without falling over. It's a bit slippery. Which way shall I go? I'll go this way. There's a big puddle on the track, and that's what I was trying to avoid. Okay, so here's the main part of Lincoln's Rock. There's another girl sitting on the edge over there. When this lady moves, I'll show you one of the most obvious carvings. But in the meantime, look at all the warnings. So we've got warning, Achtung, attenzione, danger, fall hazard, unfenced cliff edge, take care with children. Apparently there's cameras around here somewhere, but although I can't say I've ever found them. And then here we go. Camera's tugging on the cord to my battery pack. So at this point here, you can see that there's someone has been here every year over about a 20-year period. Yeah, well, they do, Susanna. Some crazy people do. So here we have from 1978, every year right through till, I think the most recent one is 1994, perhaps. All right, so let's move away from the people who are sitting right on the edge and come over this way. Sorry, Susanna, you said something right up until the day they fell. Yes, quite. I'm going to have to come here earlier from now on. There's just a few too many people here for my liking. So here we are, the beautiful Jamison Valley. And just beyond that point over there is where the Three Sisters are. So round about, you can see where that ridge falls away at a 45-degree angle into the valley. Just behind that is where the Three Sisters are located. Just about through the middle there. I'm not going to point, all you're going to see is a giant finger. I promise, Katie, I won't allow that to happen. This is where I am right now. There's the edge, and I am way, 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 way back here. Well back from the edge. People testing their courage, seeing how close they can get to the edge of the rock. I do like these little water holes that fill with water when it rains. So you can see what I mean, how it's popular with the Instagrammers. Over here's a really interesting rock. It looks like it's just been sort of dropped here and doesn't belong. It's completely different to everything else around it. I had Andre from Amsterdam on my tour last week, and I think it was really unclear. He wasn't even able to determine exactly what this rock is, but it's totally different. You can see different colour, different shape. Almost looks like a bench. Looks like a park bench that's been plonked here that you can sit on. Yeah, that's what I reckon, Susanna. Great place to sit, except that it's wet at the moment. There's a puddle in the middle of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move right away from these people, and we'll do it as discreetly as possible. So look at this here. This is interesting as well. We'll do it as discreetly as possible because I don't want any of them to follow me. But there's a path that goes underneath the rock to a cave, and I'm going to take you down there. We'll move away from these people. Yeah, it does, Brandy. I think it does too. Listen to the cockatoos. Those are black cockatoos that we're hearing in the background. But I can't see them. They must be quite a way away. Please be careful. I promise, Leanne, I'll be very careful. We're not going anywhere near the edge. But we are going just down this little track here. I was just checking behind me to make sure no one was following me. All right, so down here, just look through here. Down here, there's a little path. And at this point, you can really see just how thin that rock ledge is, but I don't think they're standing quite over this far. You wouldn't want to stand there. All right, now I'm very carefully going to walk down this track. And the reason why this cave is so interesting, not only because of the view from the cave, but it looks like someone's actually taken up residence here at some point. So you can see that there's been something constructed here which almost looks like a bath, and I'll show you why we think that that might be the case. Excuse me while I watch where I'm putting my feet. There we go. Well, the theory is, Susanna, that it may have been... There were a lot of Germans in this area many years ago. There still are. But perhaps during the war, when Germans were declared as enemies of the state, the speculation is that someone actually took up residence here to avoid being arrested as a... what did you call them back then? A non-patriot? But there's a pipe. Look, I don't know where it goes. I mean, you can see the road that we walked down. Enemy aliens? Yeah, alien. Yeah. So that's one theory, but there's nowhere that you can actually find out for sure any definitive conclusion as to who it was that built this place. And here's kind of half wall that's been built here. We're going to go inside. So here's the extent of the cave. Look up, we can see there's the rock overhang up above. And we can go in through this entrance here. In fact, if we look down here, there's even a clay pipe. So, you know, someone has done something here which is a little bit more permanent than just camping. Do you see that clay pipe there? Really, really strange. Yes, people have had fires here in the years since. There's definitely a spot where someone's had a fire. It's illegal to have a fire at Lincoln's Rock now. One got away and caused a bushfire. Well, yes, there's that too, Bronwyn. They must have been self-sufficient. Maybe they were hunting. There's even a small secondary cave under here. We're not going to go in there. I don't know how far back it goes. And then if you can imagine that you're sitting here, camping here, this is the view you would have had. I'm going to step as far back as I can without banging my head. Here we go, look at that. And if I think of all the places where I've lost signal, and here I've still got 3 bars, and I think that's impressive as well. Oh, look, it's gone up to 5 bars. I'm standing in a cave on the edge of a cliff over the forest, Blue Mountains National Park, and I've got 5 bars signal, which I think is pretty damn impressive. I hope you'll share some of your postcards with me on the Hago Voyages page. See, this looks like it could have been almost like an oven. I don't know if it's going to expose for it. Look at this. Someone spent, you know, some time in this place. It could have even been hinges or something, you know, door hinges. Hi, Carla. This definitely looks like the remains of a doorway. Not sure they had pizzas back in the 40s, which is when they, the rumour is that this place was built. And then, yes, someone asked, is that rebar? Looks like it, doesn't it? And I just love the rock formation here. There's another little sort of, you know, cave or something up there. And we'll just have one little look out here. And again, don't worry, this is safe. I'm never ever going to take any unnecessary risks. I'll show you where I'm going so that you're not getting a sense that I'm walking out over the edge. But that would be a lovely spot to go down and sit on. We're not going to go down there. Look at that. Look at that for a view. Of course, Alexis, I mean, I can understand that totally. It's just that I don't think there were very many pizzas back in those days in Australia, which was very Mother England. The extent of our culinary experience was lamb chops and peas and potatoes back in those days. Hi, Adri. Lovely to see you. All right, so we're going to make the climb back up to the top again now. Okay, so this is where you all need to stand behind me and give me a big push from behind to get me back up that path. Not here, Becky, not that we are aware of. There's lots of graffiti style carvings, rock carvings, but not any Aboriginal artefacts that I'm aware of. Tomorrow we're going to a site almost just across the road from here. When I say across the road, it's about 500 metres. And we will see Aboriginal artefacts there, grinding grooves in the top of the rock. Oh. All right, are you all behind me giving me a push? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Let's get up this track. And forgive me, I'm not looking at my screen right now, so I'm not sure what you're seeing. Okay, there, we made it. All right, I'm going to take a little walk down this path here, and then we'll go back to the rock. You fainted. Oh, Susanna. You're made of tougher stuff than that, I know it. Look at this. Look at this beautiful, beautiful view. And this is Kings Tableland. It's literally a plateau that goes for at least 20 miles to another lookout, but it's the end of a dirt road, and I don't trust the quality of the road to take my car out there. When you get out to the point, though, you overlook Warragamba Dam and Lake Burragurang, which is Sydney's water supply. Look at the moss down here. Hi, Renee. Lovely to see you. Thanks for coming along. All right, let's get back to Lincoln's Rock. I need to duck and get under these bushes and trees. Oh, I just spotted a flannel flower. Look, everyone. They will all be coming out very soon. That's a flannel flower. And the reason it's called that is because it literally feels, if you touch the petals, it feels like soft flannel. And I haven't seen very many of them so far, but they should start coming out. Oh, here's a little bunch. Sorry, this is, detouring off what the intent of the tour is. But look, you can't pass up seeing flannel flowers because they're just so gorgeous. There we go. Bit early yet? Yeah, I think you're probably right. It's probably just a few more weeks away from flannel flowers, but they're starting to come out. Okay, let's see if all these people have left. Still a few crazies standing on the edge of the rock over there. Just get up the top here. Most of the people have left. Or did I speak too soon? The lady with the fluoro pink jacket is still here. This is a lovely spot to sit at the close of day. And I've been trying to work out the best time to do a sunset tour if possible. All right, I'll take you a little closer to the edge, but I won't take you anywhere dangerous. Not like this lady. Great meditation spot. I've been trying to convince Alex to detour via the Blue Mountains when he comes by to do his Sydney tours and road trip. So this lady's out here again. I'm sure that's the one we saw before, sitting there with her legs dangling over the edge. That's how the teenager fell a few years ago. There was a group of them and they were, you know, mucking around like teenagers do, and he stood up and fell backwards like a crazy person. She heard you. Yeah. Being critical of her. So down in the valley there we have 3 rivers and creeks that all join up to flow into Warragamba Dam. This is part of the catchment, the water catchment area. Don't worry, Susanna, I'm being very safe. But I do have I'm being very safe because I know that I can trip. So the 3 explorers passed through here on their way over the mountains when they were trying to open up and find a way across the mountains. And another person that came through here was Charles Darwin in about 1836, I think. All right, they've all moved away from this spot. I promise I'm not going to go and stand on that spot. I did get my husband to take a photo of me sitting near the edge. But I am not going to stand on it or dangle my legs over. I just want to get a shot with that triangular shaped rock in view for you because it makes a fabulous postcard. So this is where I'm going. Again, I'm not going to do anything that's unsafe. I'm just going to sit over here, lean against this rock here and show you. This is where they all like to sit with their legs dangling over the edge. So you can see the appeal. Can't see the appeal? I'll pop a picture in of me sitting right there. Hold on. And I know that's too close for most of you, but I actually wasn't all that close. Look at the way these rocks have been formed. It's almost like they're ripples, frozen in time. I'm going to get up the top here. Turn back and look at it. So it's believed that, millennia ago, this area would have been coastal. And you can believe that when you see these formations here. It's almost like ripples on a beach or something, isn't it? Look at the ripples on that one. Just jump over this puddle. And from this point here, we can see that rock formation again. So that's where they all like to sit and dangle their legs over the edge. I don't know the answer to whether there are fossils here, Becky, but you'd have to think there must be. All right, so there's some more people coming, and that sounds like a good time for me to start heading back along the track. Fossilized dinosaur rib cages. They do look very rib cagey looking, don't they? Ah, yes, there's obviously another bus has just pulled in. So we will head back before someone else decides to dangle their legs over the edge. This almost looks like a staircase, a set of stairs down here where the puddle is. I'll go down this way. And we will get down this way, I think. Alrighty, so who's happy to walk back to the car with me? And you can ask me any questions while we walk. Yeah, so it's only been a few years, probably since the bushfire, I think, that they've closed off access to this road with the gate that you can see up ahead there. You used to be able to park your car down here. Thank you, Haywood. So what we're looking at here, you can see that it's all low stunted growth. There's not very many trees as such. That's about the biggest you'll get in the terms of a tree on top of Kings Tableland. And this is the area that burned a few years ago. So it's all low scrub. It was a campfire that got out of control or sparked the bushfire. So now there's big warnings in place that no fires allowed. Thank you, Susanna. Have your parks had an uptick in visitors? The Blue Mountains as an area, it's defined as a city, has suffered terribly from loss of visitorship. In the last 2.5, almost 3 years, we had the bushfires in the end of 2019, literally a month or two before COVID hit. So we're already suffering as an area. We're largely tourism in this area. We're already suffering from loss of visitors as far back as the bushfires. People were being told, don't visit unless you actually have a reason to be there, stay away. And then COVID hit, and lockdowns and restriction of movement continued the economic impact on the area. So we're only really, just in the last 6 months, starting to see a return of numbers, people coming back. There's no fires at the moment. We're in winter, and it's been very, very wet for the last, since Christmas really. In fact, in July, which is normally, the normal rainfall for July is 80 something millimetres. In Katoomba, this July just gone, we had close to 600 millimetres of rainfall. So the waterfalls are looking lovely at the moment. Are you asking if it's going to rain today? Well, we're not expecting any rain until, I think, Friday. Sorry, I'm puffing. Yes, that's right, Susanna. So heavy rain, lots of rain creates more growth. And then when the rain stops and the vegetation dries out, it creates more fuel for the next fire season. So while the rain is lovely, the waterfalls look lovely, and it makes the landscape look beautiful. There's also a downside. All right, let's see if we can see just across here. So that's looking across the top of the plateau. There we go. And this whole road is no longer accessible to cars, except for anything emergency or fire related. So the gate up there can be unlocked if necessary. All right, so we're coming to the end of the tour. Thank you so much to everybody who joined me. Tomorrow I'm going to be at the Kings Tableland Aboriginal place at about the same time, at about the same start time. There's no cliffs over there. No reason to get nervous at the Kings Tableland Aboriginal place. It's a beautiful place. And we're going to try and find some cave art. I haven't succeeded in finding it. I'm told it is there. But we're going to have a little look and see if we can find the cave art while we're there. We may not get lucky. It's possible that it's faded or been vandalised, sadly. Yes, that's right, Bronwyn. That's correct. People had 5 kilometre restrictions and then radiuses. There was also, you couldn't travel outside of Sydney. So there were lots of restrictions on travel and movements. All right, everybody. Well, thank you again. And I hope you enjoyed the tour. We will do this one again, not too frequently. Sorry, Sarah, we've literally just finished. So just because you've just come on, let me just give you one little quick look at the cliffs over here. And yes, if I could sing, I'd knock out a Livy tune, but I can't. So you're just going to have to get it on Spotify or something, or YouTube instead. Yes, we're very sad about the overnight news about Olivia Newton-John. It was very sad loss. All right, let me turn this camera around. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining me. And hopefully we can see you all again tomorrow. Just watch Greece. It was on our TVs last night. We had it on. Okay, so as you all know, Hago delivers tours to voyagers at no cost. And of course, guides are not paid to do the tours either. The only income we receive is when you are generous enough to reward us and show your appreciation. Of course, that's neither expected nor obligatory, but we are always grateful for anything that you can afford to give. And on that note, I'm going to farewell and see you all again on another tour. Thank you so much. Bye for now.